Welcome back, class, to the next chapter of Polity Lakshmikant. The chapter is Union and its territories. Uh, in this chapter of Union and its territories deals with the part 1 of the Constitution, and it contains the articles from 1 to 4 under part 1 of the Constitution, which deals with the Union and its territories. So, the Article 1, which describes that India, that is Bharat, as a union of states rather than a federation of states. This provision deals with two things. The one thing is name of the country, that is India and Bharat, and the second is the type of polity. So there was no unanimity in the Constituent Assembly with regard to the name of the country. Some members suggested the traditional name Bharat, and while other advocated the modern name India. Hence, the Constituent Assembly had to adopt a mix of both India, that is Bharat, and secondly, the country is described as a union, although its constitution is federal in structure also. But the phrase union of states has been preferred to federation of states for two reasons. First reason is Indian federation is not the result of an agreement among the states like the American federation. And the second one is the states have no right to cede from the federation, means they have no right to control, own, and to take control over the state alone. So come to the next point. So according to Article 1, the territory of India can be classified into three categories. The first one is territories of the states, second one is union territories, and the third one is territories that may be acquired by the government of India at any time. The names of the states and union territories and their territorial extent mentioned in the first schedule of Constitution, and at present India has 28 states and 9 union territories. We notice a word in this article, that is territory of India, which has the wider expression than Union of India, because Union of India includes only states, while the territory of India includes the states and also the union territories and the territories that may be acquired by the government of India at any time in the future. So the states are the members of federal system and share a distribution of the powers between center and the union territories, and acquired territories on the other hand directly administered by the center. Union territories and the territories which are acquired by the India in the future, they are directly administered by the center, and the states share the distribution power with the center. So come to the next article, Article 2. Article 2 empowers the parliament to admit into the Union of India or establish new states on such terms and conditions as it thinks fit. Means Article 2 grants two powers to Parliament. First one is the power to admit into the Union of India new states, and the second one is power to establish new states. The first one the first one, which is power to admit into Union of India new states which are already in existence, and the later one means the power to establish new states relates to the admission or establishment of new states that are not part of Union India. Article 3. Article 3, on the other hand, relates to the formation or changes in the existing states of Union India. Means Article 2 is the formation or establishment of new state, and the Article 3 is about formation or changes in the existing states of Union of India. That is, Article 3 deals with the internal readjustment of the territories of constituent states of the Union of India. So, similarly, Article 3 empowers or authorize the Parliament to first form a new state by separation of territory from any state, or by uniting two or more states or parts of state, or by uniting any territory to a part of any state. Second one, increase the area of any state. Third one, diminish the area of any state. Fourth one, alter the boundaries of any state. And fifth one is alter the name of any state. However, Article 3 lays down two conditions in this regard. The one is a bill contemplating the above changes can be introduced in the Parliament only with the prior recommendation of the President, and second, before the recommending bill, President has to refer the bill the same to the state legislature concerned for expressing its view within a specified period. So come to the Article 4. Article 4 itself declares the laws made for admission or establishment of new states, that is Article 2, and formation of new states and alteration of areas, boundaries, or names of existing states, that is Article 3, are not to be considered as amendment of the Constitution under Article 368. This means that such laws can be passed by simple majority and by ordinary legislative process. So, I already told you why Union of States prefer to Federation of States, because Indian Federation is not the result of an agreement among the states like American Federation, and the second one, states have no rights to cede from the Federation. So Article 2 already told, as I already told you, that admit or establishment of new states, and Article 3 is the formation of new state, or increase or diminish or alter or changing the name of existing state. Here is the procedure how a new state or a changes in the boundary or a name of the state take place. First, there is a prior permission of President required to introduce the bill in either house. Before giving recommendation, President shall refers first to the concerned state legislature for its opinion, and state legislature is required to give his opinion within the time limit. If the state legislature does not provide its view within the time limit or after the expiry of the time limit, then bill may be introduced in either house. Then Parliament is not bound to act in accordance with the opinion of the state legislature, and to get this bill passed in the Parliament, simple majority is required. As Article 4 says, the changes or amendment is not under the Article 368. There is the Article 4. It is not required the constitutional amendment under Article 368. And we have two we have some committees regarding the formation of states and union territories. First one is Dhar Commission and JVP Committee. As there has a demand for from different regions, particularly South India, for reorganization of states on linguistic basis. So accordingly, in June 1948, the government of India appointed Linguistic Provinces Commission under the chairmanship of S.K. Dhar to examine the feasibility of this. The commission submitted its report and recommended the reorganization of states on the basis of administrative convenience rather than linguistic factor. This created much resentment and led to the appointment of another linguistic provincials, which is of Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel, and Pattabhai Siramaiya, hence the popularly known as JVP committee. And according to him, it also rejected the language as the basis for the reorganization of states, but there is the creation of first state which was known as Andhra, and created on the basis of linguistic state. It became first linguistic state Andhra. Then there is another commission which was known as Faisal Ali Commission, and the creation of Andhra state intensified the demand from the other regions for creation of states on linguistic basis. This forced the government of India to appoint another commission which was known as Fazil Ali Commission in 1953, and it submitted its report in 1955, and it broadly accepted the language as the basis of reorganization of states. So here we have complete a chapter of a union and its territory. And if you are facing any problem regarding government examination, then you can contact us on our websites isy.com and exammem.com, and also you can contact us on our WhatsApp number. Thank you, class.